Good morning, Kinder Scholars. Today we are going to be doing our Friday, May 1st lesson. We are going to be using our reading comp packet, and we are going to be finishing what we did yesterday. So we're going to need this worksheet that has day 9 listed on the top. It started with the story, Brad's Cat. Yesterday we did the first sheet, front and back. So we did Brad's Cat and the Beach. We stopped at Mike Mouse and the Missing Cheese. So again, that's what we'll be doing today, Friday, May 1st. We are going to finish our day 9 packet. Now, yesterday we learned something new. We talked about using our everything that we've learned for this fiction element first grade unit. We've been talking a lot about, retelling a story, but summarizing it so it's not so long with a beginning, middle, and end. We've been talking about the conflict or the problem in a story, the solution, what the behavior is that caused the solution. We've also learned about the moral or the lesson the author might be teaching us. And yesterday we learned something new, and that's what we're going to continue with today. We are learning now about key details. Key details are important for pieces of information that need to be included in the retell of a story or in a story for it to make sense. Yesterday I gave the example of Nemo. If I was telling you about the movie Finding Nemo and I was telling you about it was a boy who got lost from his dad, so he's going all over the ocean trying to find his dad, it might not make sense unless I tell you that Nemo is a fish. A key detail is that Nemo is a fish. Now you know that Nemo is a fish, so it kind of makes more sense why he's looking in the ocean, going all the way around to try to find his dad. Another one, for example, is I might tell you that London and I went for a walk. I had her on the leash. We were playing ball. I gave her water. We came home. You might be wondering, well, why was she on a leash, or if you gave her water, unless I didn't tell you that London was a dog. So a key detail is that London is a dog. It makes sense now that she's on a leash or having water from a bowl or playing fetch with me because she is a dog. So key details are pieces of information that help you to understand a little bit more of the story, and they need to be included in the story. I think of another Disney movie like Toy Story. If I told you that there's a character named Woody who is going from houses to houses and playing with his friends and his new owners, but I never told you that Woody is a toy, you might be like, well, okay, he's just a person. It wouldn't really make sense. But if I told you that he is a toy who comes alive, then it makes a little bit more sense. So key details are small, but they're required in the story when you retell them or when you tell the story for it to make sense. Knowing that we have that information, let's go ahead and start. Again, we are going to go to number 9. We're going to start on this page, Mike Mouse and the Missing Cheese, and we are starting with number 9. We started this packet yesterday. We're going to be finishing it today. Excuse me. All right, Mike Mouse stepped into the cheese museum. "Detective Mouse here," he said. A mouse named Missy ran up to him. She was feeling very upset. "I'm so glad you're here," she said. "Someone stole our prized cheese." Mike saw a glass case in the middle of the room. The case was empty. "Aha," he said. "Did you keep the cheese in here?" Missy Mouse nodded. "Yes, it was here last night, but now it's gone." Mike Mouse looked at the case. He slowly walked around it. Mike Mouse found 2 clues. There was a big paw print on the glass. There was also a white hair on the floor. "I have found 2 clues," he said. "Do not worry about your missing cheese. I will solve the case soon." Number 9 says fill in the blank. In this story, the was missing. So scholars, we have to think about what we read, what we heard. What is missing in the story? Think about it. Mike Mouse stepped into the cheese museum. "Detective Mouse here," he said. A mouse named Missy ran up to him. She was feeling very upset. "I'm so glad you're here," she said. "Someone stole our prized cheese." Scholars, what is missing in this story? If you said cheese, You're absolutely right. It's cheese. Let's write cheese right there on the line for number 9. You see it's not very big, so make sure that when you write, you're writing small. Ready? Ch, ch, ch. What 2 letters say ch, ch, like chick? Ch, ch. C-H, good. E, 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 S, S. Okay, so that's how we're gonna write cheese. C-H-E-S, good job. Number 10, what did Mike Mouse say he would do? Did he say A, he would buy more cheese, B, that he would eat the cheese, or C, solve the case soon? If you think that Mike Mouse is going to A, buy more cheese, go ahead and circle A. If you think that B, he's going to eat the cheese, circle B. And if you said C, he's going to solve the case soon, circle C. Go ahead and make your choice now. Okay. So scholars, you should have circled the letter C. Mike Mouse is going to solve the case. He's not going to buy more cheese and he's not going to eat it. He's going to solve the case. Let's go into number 11. Number 11 has us fill in the blank. Missy Mouse felt very about the missing cheese. Scholars, how is Missy Mouse feeling about the missing cheese? How is she feeling? Listen to the story again. A mouse named Missy ran up to him. She was feeling very upset. I'm so glad you're here, she said. Someone stole our prized cheese. How is Missy Mouse feeling? She's feeling very upset. Let's go ahead and write upset. U, P, 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 S, 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 E, 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 T, 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 T. Number 12. How many clues did Mike Mouse find? Mike Mouse looked at the case. He slowly walked around it. Mike Mouse found 2 clues. There was a big paw print on the glass and a white hair on the floor. Did he find A1, B2, C3, or D4? Go ahead and choose your answer. Okay. If you circled B2, you're absolutely right. He found 2 clues. Last question, number 13. When was the last night the cheese was spotted? The cheese was last seen, When was the last night the cheese was spotted? I'm not really sure about that one because it doesn't give us a day. Let me just make sure. We're on number 13. Okay. So the cheese was last seen, ready? Mike Mouse saw a glass case in the middle of the room. The case was empty. Aha, he said. Do you keep the cheese in here? Missy Mouse nodded. Yes, it was here last night, but now it's gone. When did she last see the cheese? She saw it last night. Let's sound out last night. That's 2 words. First word, last. L, L, A, A, S, S, T, T, T. Finger space, second word, night. N, I, T, 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 T. Okay, so we've done number 13, last night. Sorry, London's wanting to play. She's right here. Do you want to see? She's right here distracting me. She keeps wanting me to play with her right now, but I'm trying to do my videos and she's being very silly. She just wants a lot of my attention since we're home. Let's turn the page over. We're going to go to number 14 and we're going to read the story Shadows. Marco and Maria are camping in the backyard. They have their flashlight and some snacks. Marco swings his flashlight around the tent. Hoot, hoot. He makes scary noises. Maria is not scared. She remembers what she learned in school about shadows. A solid object in front of a light makes a shadow. She shines her flashlight on the side of the tent. She puts her hand in front of the light. She twists her hand around. Look, a snake, Maria says. Marco jumps. Then he sees that it's only a shadow. They laugh and laugh together. The rest of the night, they make animal shadows. They made rabbits, birds, alligators, and bunnies. After they got really good at making the animal shadows move, they put on a show for their mom. She was so impressed by the show that she asked them to perform it twice. Scholars, number 14. What did Maria make with her shadow? Did she make A, a snack, B, an owl, or C, a snake? What shadow did Maria make? A, snacks, B, an owl, or C, a snake? Go ahead and think about what you heard and make your choice. If you said C, a snake, you're absolutely right. We heard that she says in the story, look, a snake, and Marco jumps. So the first shadow that she made was a snake, letter C. Let's go to number 15. What did Marco and Maria use to make their shadows? A, their hands in the sun, B, their hands in flashlights, or C, flashlights and puppets? Scholars, what did you hear Miss T say in the story that they had to have to make the shadows? Their hands in the sun, which is A, B, their hands in flashlights, or C, flashlights and puppets? Go ahead and circle your answer of what you think it is. Okay, if you said B, their hands and flashlights, you're absolutely right. The story told us that they have their flashlights and some snacks, so we know it's not the sun, and that they weren't using puppets. We know that they were using their hands. So they used B, their hands, and the flashlights. Let's go to number 16. How did their mom feel about the shadow show? Was she A, impressed, B, sad, C, scared, or D, shocked? How did the mom feel about the show? A, impressed, B, sad, C, scared, or D, shocked? Go ahead and choose your answer. London, come here. Get it out of your mouth. Okay. Scholars, if you said A, impressed, you're absolutely right. The story says that she was so impressed by the show, she asked them to do it twice. She was very impressed. All right, number 17. What was one of the animals that Marco and Maria made with their shadows? This one is a fill in the answer. It says one animal they made with their shadows was a You get to choose what animal you heard. Listen again. I'm going to give you a clue. Ready? The rest of the night they made animal shadows. They made rabbits, birds, alligators, and bunnies. After they got really good at making the animal shadows move, they put on a show for their mom. Scholars, I said 4 animals. You can choose any one that you want and write it in for number 17. Go ahead and tell somebody what you heard first and then write it in. Honey, why did you do that? All right, you could have written a snake, a rabbit, a bird, an alligator, or bunny. All those answers are right. That's what Miss T read in the story. Good job, scholars. We're going to flip the page. We're going to go to number 18 with the last one. The story is a smelly skunk. Before we move on to number 18, give me 1 second to let London go outside. I apologize. Okay, now we're ready to start number 18. The smelly skunk. Ready? Okay. Mr. Lee took his dog for a walk. His dog was dark brown. His name was Hunter. Mr. Lee and Hunter walked along a path. The path was by a field. Mr. Lee took off Hunter's leash. Hunter ran and jumped. Suddenly, Hunter zoomed into the tall grass. Mr. Lee couldn't see him. "Hunter," he called. Mr. Lee walked into the tall grass. He heard a strange sound. He stopped and noticed a terrible smell. He looked down as a skunk ran off. The skunk had sprayed Hunter. "Oh, Hunter," called Mr. Lee, "it is bath time for you." When Mr. Lee got home with Hunter, he filled the tub up with soap. He scrubbed and scrubbed Hunter until the smell finally went away. That night, Mr. Lee and Hunter sat on the couch. Both of them felt exhausted after such a long day. Mr. Lee said, "Hunter, you are now the cleanest dog in the whole world. Tomorrow you should stay out of the field." Hunter barked and snuggled closer to Mr. Lee. He definitely agreed. No more running in the field. Number 18. Who is Hunter? We know Hunter's a character, but who is Hunter? Is he A, a cat, B, Mr. Lee's dog, or C, a skunk? Go ahead and circle your answer. Do you think Hunter is A, a cat, B, Mr. Lee's dog, or C, a skunk? Okay, scholars, if you said B, Mr. Lee's dog, you're absolutely right. We know that Hunter is Mr. Lee's dog. Number 19. In which place did Hunter get sprayed by the skunk? Where was the setting in the story? Was it A, in Mr. Lee's home, B, in tall grass, or C, on a path? Go ahead and circle your answer. A, Mr. Lee's home, B, in tall grass, or C, on a path. Okay, if you said B, in tall grass, you're absolutely right. The story told us that they were on the path by a field and that Hunter suddenly zoomed into the tall grass. And that's where he got sprayed by the skunk. Let's go to number 20. How did Hunter and Mr. Lee feel at the end of the day? Were they A, tired, B, sad, C, mad, or D, excited? Listen again. Both of them felt exhausted after such a long day. Think of what you just heard and think of what word means the same meaning. A, tired, B, sad, C, mad, or D, excited. Go ahead and choose your answer. If you said A, tired, you're absolutely right. Tired is the same as exhausted. If someone is exhausted, they are really, really, really tired. So you wanted to choose tired. It didn't give us an option for exhausted, but it gave us a word that was very, very close. A, tired. Last question, number 21, is a fill in the blank. Ready? What did Mr. Lee and Hunter both agree on at the end of the story? It says, at the end of the day, they both agreed, Listen to the very last line. I'm going to point it out to you. Ready? It says, he definitely, and then I'm at the very bottom, agreed no more running in the field. What did they both agree on? No more running in the field. So, go ahead and take your pencil, scholars, and write here this word no, N-O. Underline that word all the way to the very last word. Underline it. And you're going to need all those words. Can you let Mingus out, please? No more running in the field. That's 6 words you're going to need to write, starting at the word no, N-O. Underline all those. And it's going to go down here. They both agreed that there would be no more running in the field. All right, that is it for today, Friday, May 1st. We are done with our day 9 worksheet. On Monday, we will start our day 10 worksheet, which is going to be pretty similar to this, but that is all for today. Anything that you do today to help this lesson would be to read any stories, ask about who the characters are, who the setting is there a problem, is there a solution? Just anytime that you read or watch a movie, just asking those questions. But I hope you guys have had a great week and have had fun. And I hope that you have a wonderful weekend and take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye, dears.